Alright, hello and welcome to episode 24, yes, 24 of Salt Plays Sunless Sea. Really quickly to start this episode, the Sigil-Red Navigator wants me to take 2 live specimens to the Chapel of Lights. The Fathom King wants a bunch of shit from me. The Clattery Air wants a live specimen. The Admiralty wants me to go to Frostfound. I would like to go all the way to the end of Frostfound. The Venturer's Desire wants me to get either 1 Colossal Flute Core or 7 Lamentable Relics. I have 3 of those, I think. Yes, 3. And the Tomb Colonists want me, or the Savior's Rocks wants me to bring 3 Tomb Colonists. Then of course I have the other background stuff like finding pages in the Neathbow and all of that shit. So I sort of have 2 competing directions I'd like to go in today. The first is, according to the wiki, I can take this one strange catch that I have to the Uttershroom, and they are able to turn it into a live specimen there. And the other thing is that I want to go to Frostfound. I think this strange catch I'll probably use with the Clattery Air, just because she only wants 1 live specimen. So I think I'm gonna start by going south and then head north. And that is that. Let's get going. Also, hopefully, as I have been doing the last couple of episodes, fighting things more, I think I'm going to stay in the habit of fighting things more. It's been very useful, and I kind of hope that by the end of this trip, I will have enough Echo to buy a bigger ship, which let me have a bigger cargo hold, which is very, very helpful. Stop me from having so many problems with things being too small. Do I get a port report from Mutton Island still? Let's stop by and see. I feel like I don't. At least I can kill this thing. Right. Dissect it for knowledge. Got 25 fragments for that. Neat. This is the 3rd episode I'm recording today. I just recorded 22 and 23, so I'll probably be skipping over things a little bit more than I typically do. Ah, yes, I can gather a port report. Okay. Quaker's Haven under new management. Sleek ships are docked in the harbor. Installations of heavy artillery line the shore. The banners of the Eagle Clan, yellow as honey, drape from each roof. Mutton Island has fallen. Let's gather a port report. Succeeded. Enemy movements. You scale the cliff and crouch in the mud. Through a spyglass, you observe the soldiers. Just a second. I gotta go do something. I might scrap this recording. I might continue it. I'll find out shortly. It won't really change anything if I scrap it, so we'll see. Alright. I know it's been no time for you, but it's been like 2 hours for me. I had to go run an errand, but I still totally have time to finish recording this tonight. So, I was going to... Wait, let me continue the game. I was doing this. There's nothing else to do here. So I am heading right down. I'm gonna go to Demo Island, I think. Yes. Because I was heading down to the Uttershroom and then maybe north up to Frostfound. I'm gonna go Demo Island way down and then Humane Canal way up, I think. Here the wilder airs mingle with the airs of the near reaches. Demo's Gate, named for navigator lost above. How did his bones come below? Alright, Demo Island, a fervid forest of fungus. Nope, it's been like a week for you guys since I read this. Iron and Misery Company Funging Station. I&M has a funger operation here, felling giant Belica shrooms for building materials, harvesting Kira for its, quote, medicinal properties. It's a desperate little outpost of something like civilization. Up puffs the affable Factor. Oh, hello, Captain. Thank God for visitors. We'd go quite mad out here otherwise. Ah, quite mad. How can we be of assistance? I'm going to explore Demo Island, close crowded thickets of Beligas and Skirali. The Iron and Misery Company fells them daily, but they grow back almost as fast. The interior of the island is dark and wild. We have found a privateer encampment. Oh, this is the same thing we got last time. Last time I had us creep close and eavesdrop. So this time, I should read it again. It's not been 5 hours for you guys. A privateer encampment. This was an empty cliff top above the bleak waves. Now it blazes with color. Striped tents, colored flames, the music of pianola and kettle drum. Mustachioed women and languorous men play chess, carve bones, eat cats, and polish their terrifying brass weapons. These are Iron Republic privateers, pirates whose practices contravene the very laws of nature. Alright, so last time I did this, I chose creep close and eavesdrop, so this time I'm going to choose attack. Attack. They are numerous, but lost to wine and music. You will have the element of surprise, but it's very hard to know exactly what those weapons will do. We have a 50-50 chance of succeeding. You were fortunate. A disorienting battle. Your first volley does satisfyingly grievous damage, but a half-dozen privateers snatch up weapons. One is a sort of Gatling gun. One appears to fire bubbles composed of rainbow meat. A third makes it rain in your heart. The fourth weapon explodes in a shower of fat purple sparks that chirp like canaries and chew their way through everything in the encampment. Privateers, tents, loot. The battle is over before it's begun, but by the time it's safe to approach, the sparks have devoured many of the privateers' treasures. We get 97 echo, which is nice. And then I shall compile a port report. The Admiralty likes to keep an eye on Iron and Misery's activities. Of course, INM activities here don't seem that interesting. Nevertheless, record what you can. Since I vaguely have a goal of going through Frostfound, I'm gonna keep my terror low. Don't need to buy anything here. Off we go. Down to the Utter Shroom. Oh, somebody to fight. A Khanate War Trimaran. I don't know if I will win this. I think I will win this. Just a guess. Yep. Not a single damage taken. You've destroyed a war trimaran. Shattered. Listing. Seize what you can. Seize and loot her. Take what you can. Imprison or cut down any Kaganians that remain. Makes sense that I would get suspicion. What's in the hold? See what remains. You've won no favor with the Khanate here today. Take whatever you can. Makes sense that I would get suspicion for that, yeah. 1 cask of mushroom wine. Well, that was barely worth it. Alright. Soon we will find out if the Udder Shroom can make this strange catch into a live specimen. Udder Shroom, the queenly core of this spore-haunted sea. Climb the fungal fiber ladders to its summit. Shaggy, suspicious villagers scratch a living here amidst endless clouds of spores and scurrying mobs of plant-animal hybrids. None of them ever leave. Monsters, one explains darkly. Z, full of monsters. Okay. The first thing I'm going to do is experiment with your strange catch, because it looks like I need something awaits you for that. A mist of spores rises in the distance. What was it the old sailors say? Give a catch to the Udder Shroom and you'll get... what was it? Luck? Life? Let's find out. New growth. Within the hour, purple mycelium spreads throughout the flesh, colonizing your catch with a new vascular system. Another hour, and the catch begins moving again. In the third hour, it starts rhyming. Before it begins composing couplets, you whack it in a jar and store it in your hold. And then I'll gather this port report. Oh, and I got some docile blimigans. Neat. Time to propagate some blimigans. I'm going to, so I only have 1 live specimen, so I'm going to use this to speak to the clattery air. Right. I was told that she believes that she is the child of Mr. Iron. Okay, she works with 2 scalpels at a time, or with a scalpel and a tined instrument, pinning open the flesh she's working on. Her operations are brisk and yield very little blood. Mr. Iron? Truly? Find her during an operation. Does the blood of London's cowled masters really run through her veins? Twisted smile. You sit with her in a surgery lined with bottles of preserved and pickled body parts. I can't offer you proof, she says. The only strange tongue I speak is my mother's, which is ancient but human. Blades can cut me. I'm not immune to fire, though perhaps the masters are not either. But I have not met anyone who shares my particular skills. And I know my mother. I cannot see her in any ordinary liaison with an ordinary man, much less a husband. She was in her 3rd millennium when she bore me. So now I can explore her surgery or tell her about meeting her father. I'm going to explore her surgery first. On her shelf, she keeps things preserved in alcohol or packed in oil, things she cut from patients. Why do you have this tailbone? These are souvenirs, she says. Here's the patch of skin from the palm of a woman's hand. I took it from her in order to cure her of her urge to adultery. Now she wears gloves, but she's kept her marriage. There's more difficult work I could be doing. She's playing her blade between her fingers. Did you know my mother operated on the bazaar itself? She cut away its cadent lobe so that it would be at peace and not have to wander on and on. But the operation changed her. She got some of the ichor on her skin. Ooh, okay. If the clattery heir's mother cut off a piece of London's Echo Bazaar, where did it go? To acquire a clattery souvenir, you must find something for the heir to operate on. Certain unusual items might do, or you can find opportunities to gain one at some ports. We have 1 clattery souvenir, which I believe we got in Nuncio. An awkward inheritance. Mother experimented on the lobe various ways, with Mr. Iron bringing her new implements. It wanted to be on the move, however, and in the end she put it on a ship, or built a ship around it, the Clattery Heart, but it got away from her. Where is the Clattery Heart now, and would she care to claim her inheritance? Too casual. Last my mother heard, it was in Adam's Way, or somewhere further into the Elder Continent. It might still be seaworthy. In its day, it was a most unusual ship. Do I want it back? I try not to want anything too much, but if you cared to travel in that direction, I could hardly stop you. When you wait long enough, she says a little more. I avoid obsessions myself, but I know one of these days I'll have to operate on myself, remove some desire that has gotten too unwieldy. So we know that the Clattery Heart is in Adam's Way, which is in the south. So the Clattery Heart is originally a Kickstarter backer reward. I am not a Kickstarter backer. I believe last time I tried to get it, I couldn't. But I could do that. Interesting. Okay. So I could tell her about her father, but I almost don't want to. I could give her Blemigan, but like I have a very low chance of succeeding at whatever succeeding is here, and I kind of want to know what Blemigan propagation does. So I think I'm going to head out and go south to Adam's Way, which I believe is... Oh, it's all the way over there? I guess I could do that. Okay, but I really want to go to Frostfound today. So I think I'll keep this in mind. I'm gonna write this down. As a place to go, Clattery Air, Adam's Way. But for now, I would like to go back north up to Frostfound via Iron Republic and then north. Hopefully my terror will be low enough still by the time I get all the way back up to Frostfound. I wasn't thinking about that earlier, so I was sailing around with my lights off, but no, this is better. I don't have space for that many. It's pointless to have my lights on here. I don't have a whole ton of space in my hold, which is kind of frustrating. There we go. Alright. The Iron Republic, Hell's client state. Be wary. Their laws are not the laws of man or nature. Well, let's put a Blemigan ashore. How will nature fare in a place which defies its laws? Fungal horror. The Blemigan spins boldly down the gangplank. It seems startled when it meets itself on the quay twice. Its duplicates bob solicitously, like ambassadors greeting their peers, and continue past it up onto your ship. The first Blemigan vanishes into the crowd. The other two peer up at you as if to say, are we quite finished here? Interesting. So now we have 4 Blemigans. And next I will compile a port report. It's the same port report as ever. And I will buy as much fuel as I can hold, which is not a whole ton. I don't have, okay. I don't have, something awaits you, so I can't open up the things. You know. The other shops. That's what That was a long time to think of that word. Because I didn't have something awaits you at that port, I couldn't open up the shops, so I couldn't see if I could sell my mushroom wine and have a little bit more space in my hold. That is that complete thought. Alright, Cumaean Canal staging area. Here, the dark waters run down from the surface, from a brighter sea. The canal ascends through locks and gates and shadowed turns to the sunlight of the surface. Ooh. Have the clattery air perform an urgent intervention. A bandage-wrapped Zaylor is trying to gain passage to the surface. He must stop desiring it. The trip would kill him. This will always produce a clattery souvenir and may gain a crew member. We don't need a crew member, but let's see what we get. We succeeded. Bright shining, you offer the Zaylor passage upward and direct him to the clattery air's surgery. When he sees the operating table, he knows he's been tricked, but there is no fight in him. The clattery air extracts something from the Zaylor. It gleams with its own light. The Zaylor curses you for saving his life. Now there's nothing but zailing in the dark, he says, and I'll likely drown instead of burn. But for now, you'd better have me on your crew, since you're the reason I still need a job and rations. We gain a clattery souvenir, we have clattery treatment, and we have an extra crew, but we don't need any more crew, so I don't know what happens. They just poof, I guess. Let's put a Blimmigan ashore. Is there anywhere for it to grow? No soil, no rot. This place is stone and iron. Even Blemmigans cannot set root here. Oof. Let's listen for surface gossip. The ships of the surface linger here. This is their lifeline to a warmer place. Got a move. Neat. Gather information for a port report. Check the shops. Nothing to do here. Onward and northward. It's gonna be weird to sail right past London and just ignore it, but, like, that is what I'm going to do. You know, this is a pretty reasonable length for an episode. Maybe I will stop in London and, drop things off. The Megalops defeated. With a forlorn and wailing cry, the Megalops turns on its back, legs neatly folded, as bluish blood gouts from its wounds. Its golden glow begins to dim. Let's dissect it for knowledge. Get 25 fragments. I don't think I'm gonna bother stopping in London. There's not really anything I need to do, and it's not like, I've got any port reports that I would be like trying to double dip on, if that makes sense. The Megalops defeated. Once again, dissect it for knowledge. I did take 7 fuel getting up here. Maybe I will stop in London. And they'll give me a chance to reduce my terror down to 0 again. Alright, let's collect messages from the harbor master. Something has changed. Ooh. The alarming scholar has invited us. Oh, this is not the... okay. I got 1,000 echo for that. I can buy a nicer ship now. Let me sell this mushroom wine, which I know is not the best price, but I can buy a better ship. Caligo class merchant cruiser, a ponderous, capacious vessel. Hull 300, hold capacity 120, which is way better than 40. Weight 5,000, quarters 30, so it can have way more crew. Negative veils, but way more hearts. I'm gonna do that. Temperance seems like a fine name. Let's... A new recruit. Who awaits your attention? Engage a sailor. This will simply increase your crew by 1. And now I need to hire on more crew. 15. I'm gonna do more than that. Maybe 20. Yeah. Let's submit port reports, get fuel and all that shit. I'm glad I stopped in London. I believe this means that I'm gonna have a considerably slower ship now. But that's fine, honestly. I can live with that. I super don't have money to buy a nicer engine. 4,000 echo for a nicer engine, but I can buy as many fuel as this will give me. I probably need more supplies. Okay. Neat. Okay, well, with that, thank you for watching this, the 24th episode of Salt Play Sunless Sea. Goodbye.